What's up, guys? Arm Centurion here with another video. Today we're going to be reacting to another Copper Jacket TV video. If you haven't already, go subscribe to his channel. He kind of goes, does two-way news and all that stuff. So go ahead, if you haven't been following him, go ahead, give him a like or subscribe, you feel me? But we're going to look at something that just recently happened. I think there was this dude who was in the mall and he was constitutional carrying, and there was this mass shooter who started shooting and he ended the threat. We're gonna see it into detail. I think he's gonna go into detail as he always does. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a vast majority of the country has lost their common sense. I mean, it's gone. It's a thing of the past, it's out the window, and they have no interest in finding it ever again. All they care about is ideology and emotion. That's it. Right. I'll give you guys a quick example. There's people out there that believe that while a criminal, yes, is willing to trample all over laws to accomplish his goal, a simple company policy should stop him from completing it. Now, before we go any further, if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It only takes a second, but it helps me out quite a bit. And check out the sponsor of this channel, which is the USCCA. With your membership, you get self-defense liability insurance, concealed carry magazine, you get national reciprocity maps, online training and education, and so much more. That'll be down below. Greenwood, Indiana. They have a no firearms policy, which means you're not allowed to bring them on the premises. Did that stop the guy who wanted to break the law? Nope, he went in to do exactly what he was planning on doing. Now, thankfully, he didn't get as far as he could because there was another guy there who also didn't care about the policy and was a lawful concealed carry permit holder. He ended up stopping that guy in his tracks before he could go any further or do any more damage, and he is a hero. Unfortunately, the media...
So, basically, someone who broke the rules to stop a threat is now a hero. But if he was to get caught on the premises with the gun and police officers searched him or whatever, he would go to jail. But sometimes some people break rules in order to how do you say this, do things they're supposed to do, like, for example, uphold the Constitution. It's their constitutional right to own it and to bear it, you feel me? And that day he took that constitutional right and he put it on him, and he did what he did, and he stopped the threat. Now look, he's a hero now. But let's not forget, this is the same thing that we're talking about, that they're also putting restrictions on things like this. But when that thing literally just stopped a threat, and I don't know, in a sense, like, it's like, okay, good job, but and then at the same time, 2 weeks later, there's a new gun bill. But for now, it's just a win, I could say. But let's finish the video. I don't want to say too much.
He is trying to spin it in the opposite direction and make him look like he's, one of the villains. But we all know, again, with common sense, that that's not the case. So let's go ahead and talk about what happened. So a guy comes walking into the Greenwood Mall with one of those things that, is restricted from the mall. I don't know if maybe he just didn't see the sign. Maybe the sign's really small, a little red circle with a slash through it or something. Maybe if it had been a bigger sign, he wouldn't have missed it, and he would have went walking back to his car knowing that he's not allowed to enter there. But regardless, he entered anyway, and he entered there with bad intentions, right? Now, there was somebody there that had good intentions. The guy that was the lawful carrier, a 22-year-old. Now, when the guy with bad intentions starts going off, everybody ducks for cover, everybody runs, the standard stuff happens, get out of the way, right? Well, this guy decides instead of running away, he's going to run towards. And he ends up stopping that guy before he could go any further. That, to me, is the definition of a hero. When you put yourself in harm's way for the protection of others, there is no way that you can define that.
Oh, by the way, I'm not saying he's not a hero. He's a hero 1000%. He did what he had to do, and he also gave the two-way community another win, because things like this show the reason why people need to be armed. You feel me? Not just, oh, let's be armed and then put restrictions on guns, like senseless restrictions. But there's no such thing with these people, because they try and do everything to quote unquote restrict, but behind in the shadows, they're really trying to take him away. But he stepped up to the plate. I can't take none from this, this citizen. He did what he had to do. He stepped up to the plate and he did his duty.
That in any other way than a hero. And that 22-year-old that did that is absolutely a hero, because that could have been much worse. Apparently, this guy had the capacity to go a lot longer if he hadn't been stopped. So again, the hero stops anything from happening. But what do you think the media is doing? Well, the media is spinning it, saying that the guy who was lawfully carrying, the guy that was lawfully carrying, because policy, private policy isn't really affected by law. He is being basically turned into a villain because they say that he was on property when their policy was no firearms. Yeah, so he was there breaking the policy. He shouldn't have been there like that, and they're trying to make it seem like, he broke policy too, so he's just as guilty in essence as the guy that went there to do harm.
Senseless.
It's absolutely incredible, and that's why I say that common sense is gone, and nobody's looking to get it back.
That's what I'm saying. What I was just saying before. What do we have to do to prove that we need tools like guns? Like, this is not a good example. Like, everything that goes how it's supposed to go in real life, which happens in real life, is getting twisted. Everything because of social media and people not seeing the clear image, the bigger picture. They just go on their little Instagram and then see what the news posts instead of doing their research on this and then complaining. But wow, what do the 2A community got to do to at least get some credibility?
And it's all about ideology and emotions, because instead of just stopping, taking a look at exactly what happened and giving the guy praise for what he did, no, they're going to let their ideology and they're going to let their emotions take over, and they're going to go after anybody that was involved, regardless if he's a good guy or not. It's the most disgusting thing that you've ever seen happen, spinning something like that. But we who still have common sense, right? We see that he is a hero. This is the epitome of what happens when you create a soft target versus not a soft target. Okay, policies like this create soft targets. There's one thing that all of these bad guys have in common. They're all cowards. Every single one of them is a coward. They don't want to go there anywhere where they're going to face some type of confrontation. If they know if they're going to face confrontation, they might not be able to do what they're going to do. So what do? They go to the soft targets with the least amount of confrontation. I bet you that guy was not expecting our good guy to be there. I bet you he went there expecting to have complete free reign simply because of that policy. So he thought he was walking into a soft target. Turns out, guess what? We have a 22-year-old who is not a soft target, and he ended up stopping it, which shows you the difference between a hardened target and a soft target. When people are aware that they might get resistance if they go there and try and do something, they're not going to pick there, right? Because again, they travel the path of least resistance. Just like when you see a guy in a parking lot kind of going after a granny or somebody who's not paying attention or somebody who's on their cell phone. They're always going to look for the path of least resistance. And this is proof that when you have the ability to stop somebody, well, that's it. They're either going to be done or they're not going to go there at all. So this just happened in mere weeks after Indiana passed constitutional carry too, which I find very interesting as well. I know some people still want to have permits because of reciprocity with other states, but it's nice to know that the number of people that are going to be able to protect themselves in Indiana is going up. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe.
So basically today's video was, to sum it up, constitutional carry just saved Indiana from going on the news, and that's great. But in the sense of it, there's people that don't even see that picture. They just see this dude broke the law. He broke the law, quote unquote. He broke the law, but the citizen was protected to do what he did, and he did what he had to do, and he's still alive. It could have been worse, but people are always gonna not think bigger picture. But as the 2A community, it's up to us to inform them, even though sometimes it's just like, bro, it comes to a point where it's just like, are these people serious? But the end of the day, we have to inform these people and make them better to understand what's really going on in this world. Anyways, if you like today's video, leave a like. And if you want to, if you're rocking with the video, subscribe. But see you in the next video.